Good morning, all of you. Today,
Good morning, ma'am.
good morning. Today, we are going to discuss about synthesis of long chain and unsaturated fatty acids. If you remember, in the previous class, we have discussed about biosynthesis of fatty acids, wherein the enzyme involved is fatty acid synthase complex. But there, whatever the fatty acids that are synthesized at the end of the reaction, they are saturated fatty acids. So the end products of this fatty acid biosynthesis, what we looked into earlier was palmitic acid. But how about synthesizing even longer fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids? So in the reactions that are catalyzed by this fatty acid synthase complex, the end product palmitic acid formed that serves as precursor for the synthesis of longer chain fatty acids and also unsaturated fatty acids. So let's discuss more in detail about long chain and unsaturated fatty acids. So what are the further transformations that occur to the fatty acids? That could be elongation, that means increasing the fatty acid chain length, or it could be desaturation, meaning the double bonds are introduced into the fatty acid chain. So in the elongation, as I told you, prolongation of the fatty acid chain will take place. In desaturation, there will be formation of polyunsaturated fatty acids. If there is only one double bond introduced, we call it as monounsaturated fatty acid. If it is more than one double bond introduced, they are polyunsaturated uh, fatty acids. As I mentioned, the end product of the fatty acid synthesis, that is palmitate, that acts as precursor for both saturated. Here saturated means long chain saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. First, let us look into the details of elongation of these fatty acids. It can take place on endoplasmic reticulum or mitochondria. So in case of endoplasmic reticulum of the mammals, elongation of both saturated and unsaturated fatty acids take place. The fatty acyl CoA, which is the precursor, that is elongated in every cycle for about 2 carbon units in the addition reaction with the condensation of the melanyl CoA. This reaction is something similar what we have seen in case of fatty acid synthesis. So here the fatty acyl CoA is elongated in every cycle for 2 carbon units length in the addition reaction with melanyl CoA. And here the synthesis of longer fatty acid chains can be synthesized up to the carbon chain length of 24 atoms. That means up to C4 length of the fatty acids can be synthesized in case of the elongation that take place in endoplasmic reticulum of the mammals. As I told you, it can also occur in mitochondria. So when it occurs in mitochondria of the mammals, it is elongated by the addition with acetyl-CoA. Whereas in case of endoplasmic reticulum, the addition of carbon atoms that takes place with the addition of melanyl-CoA, which means that the carbon atom source is melanyl-CoA when the reaction takes place in endoplasmic reticulum, whereas here in mitochondria, the carbon atom source is acetyl-CoA. Both NADH and NADPH, they serve as electron donors. And if you look at the reaction, this is essentially the reversal of beta oxidation pathway. And the basic purpose of this elongation is to increase the fatty acid chain length, especially in case of the fatty acids which are shorter than 16 carbon atoms. Now let's look into desaturation, which is the addition of double bonds in the saturated fatty acids. So here the enzymes involved in the desaturation mechanism are desaturases. These desaturases are complexes of membrane bound proteins which occur on endoplasmic reticulum of liver cells. So what are the other components of this desaturase enzyme? It also involves cytochrome B5 reductase, which is the flavoprotein dependent enzyme. In addition, the other electron carriers involved are cytochrome B5, and the main component of the complex is desaturase of fatty acyl CoA, and this desaturase of fatty acyl CoA is mixed function monooxygenase. It is capable of oxidizing two substrates simultaneously, and these two substrates are fatty acyl CoA and NADPH. In the next slide, we'll see the reaction, how this desaturation take place. So you can look at the pathway here, how the desaturation takes place, and the introduction of double bond in the fatty acyl CoA. So here we have taken the saturated fatty acid, and of course oxygen is required for this reaction. This is the desaturase enzyme complex. It shows the electron transport carriers involved in this reaction. As I mentioned, the electron transport carriers involved here are cytochrome B5, it requires iron, and cytochrome B5 reductase, which is FAD dependent. And here in this reaction, two substrates, that is fatty acid and NADPH, both are simultaneously oxidized. So here when it is oxidized, NAD plus is formed, and here after it is oxidized, double bond is introduced here. You can see the double bond which is introduced, and of course water molecule is released. So this is how the desaturase enzyme is involved in introducing the double bonds in saturated fatty acids so that they get unsaturated. How these double bonds are introduced in case of mammals? What are the different types of desaturases depending upon the positions in which the double bonds are introduced? So in mammals, we would see 4 desaturases. Double bonds can be introduced in the positions. It can be 4th carbon atom, 5th carbon atom, 6th or 9th carbon atom. In case of mammals, the carbons cannot be introduced beyond the position 9. Beyond C9, the fatty acid chain, the double bonds cannot be introduced. So that is how the mammals cannot synthesize the linoleic and linolenic acids, which are the essential fatty acids. That is why, since the mammals cannot synthesize these essential fatty acids, they need to be supplied in the diet. But whereas in case of plants and cold water fish, double bonds can be added beyond C9. After C9, the double bonds can be introduced in the positions either at C12 or C15. So these are the positions, and for all these positions, different saturases are involved in introducing the double bonds. So this will show you different desaturases, whatever we have discussed. In case of mammals, the double bonds are introduced at C4 by delta 4 desaturase. If it is at C5, delta 5 desaturase. It could be C6, delta 6 desaturase, or if it is at C9, it is delta 9 desaturase. So in case of mammals, you would see only these 4 different types of desaturases. But in plants, you can also see the desaturases available which can introduce double bond beyond C9. That could be delta 12 desaturase, which can include or introduce double bond at 12th carbon atom. It could be delta 15 desaturase, which introduces double bond at the C50 position. So these are the various desaturases which are involved in the introduction of double bonds at various positions of fatty acids. In case of plants, there are desaturases. They oxidize phosphatidyl choline bound oleate. So there will be further double bonds introduced in the oleate which is bound to the phosphatidylcholine. This is the oleate that is bound to the phosphatidylcholine. Phosphatidylcholine containing oleate. It has got 18 carbon atoms and one double bond is present at the ninth carbon atom. So the desaturases which are present in plant, they can further introduce double bonds at 12. When the double bond is introduced at the position 12, you will have the formation of linoleate. Linoleate is also 18 carbon atom fatty acid chain, but two double bonds at the C9 and C12. Further, it can undergo desaturation with the introduction of double bond at C15. You will have the formation of linolenate, which is also the fatty acid containing 18 carbon atoms with three double bonds at the positions 9, 12, and 15. But you could see this desaturases only in case of plants. That's how plants are capable of synthesizing these unsaturated fatty acids like linoleate and linolenate, which are the essential fatty acids to be included in the diet of mammals, because mammals cannot synthesize these fatty acids. So once these desaturated or unsaturated fatty acids are synthesized, these can be released from the phosphatidylcholine from this molecule by hydrolysis. So this gets hydrolyzed from phosphatidylcholine. So the desaturases in plants, they oxidize phosphatidylcholine bound oleate. Thereby, they could produce polyunsaturated fatty acids like linoleate and linolenate. So these products are released from phosphatidylcholine by hydrolysis. So this is the slide which shows the various transformations that occur to the precursor of these fatty acid chains, that could be long chain fatty acids or polyunsaturated fatty acid palmitate. So palmitate, when you take this palmitate as precursor, it can undergo straight away desaturation. As we all know, palmitic acid is saturated fatty acid. So when it undergoes desaturation, you will have the formation of palmitolic acid. This palmitolic acid has one double bond at the position C9. If it undergoes elongation, two carbon atoms will be introduced. With that, you will have the formation of 18 carbon atom stearic acid, which is also again saturated fatty acid. This stearic acid can further undergo elongation. In that case, you will have very long saturated fatty acid, or if it undergoes desaturation, you will have the formation of oleic acid, which is a 18 carbon atom fatty acid with one double bond at the ninth position. This can further undergo desaturation at 12th position, but that takes place only in case of plants. When the double bond is introduced at the 12th position, you have the formation of linoleic acid with the two double bonds at position 9 and 12. As I mentioned earlier, it is essential fatty acid that has to be introduced in the mammals diet. So further it can undergo desaturation at sixth position. At sixth position, when double bond is introduced, we will have the formation of gamma linoleic acid with three double bonds at position 6, 9, 12. It can undergo further elongation to form icosapentaenoic acid with 20 carbon atoms and with the double bond positions at 8, 11, and 14. And with further desaturation, you can have the synthesis of arachidonic acid with the 20 carbon atoms and 4 double bonds at the positions 5, 8, 11, 12. And this arachidonic acid, it serves as precursor for prostaglandin synthesis. So here this linoleic acid, further desaturation can result in the formation of alpha linoleic acid. So here further desaturation in the sense the double bond is introduced at position 15. So the 18 carbon atom fatty acid chain with three double bonds, you have alpha linoleic acid which can further undergo desaturation and also elongation, with which you will have the formation of EPA and further DHA. This EPA is pentanoic acid with 20 carbon atoms and 5 double bonds. Here the double bond positions are also mentioned: 5, 8, 11, 14 and 17. Similarly, you will have the formation of docosahexaenoic acid with 22 carbon atoms and 6 double bonds with these positions: 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. So this is how all these different transformations can take place to the precursor palmitic acid. So this shows the summary. What are all the transformations that can take place to the precursor palmitic acid? This is all I wanted to discuss in today's class. This is extension to the biosynthesis of fatty acids. After completing the saturated fatty acid biosynthesis by fatty acid synthase complex, the end product palmitic acid which is formed, that can act as precursor for the elongation, further elongation, in order to synthesize the longer chain fatty acids, or it can undergo desaturation to synthesize mono as well as polyunsaturated fatty acids. After this, we need to discuss about sterols biosynthesis, which I'll be covering in the next class. If you have any questions, you can ask me here.